Germans in the house tonight, bringing love and lighting up the night. Feel the rhythm, everything's alright. Dancing close, hearts are intertwined. All Germans in the house will keep it tight. Feel the synth pop, everything's so bright. All Germans in the house, our love ignites. Dance together through this endless night.
Huge thanks for the sub, Fatty McFarface. That's fantastic support, really appreciate it. Let's get this UIB hunt going.
Fatty McFarface has subscribed for 18 months and says,
Told you I could derail the stream if he was doing software dev.
Dizzy gets in the house, gonna make you jump, make you baby feel a beat, electric sound. Dance it up with going rock. Let's get off the cruise control. Feel the rhythm, heart and soul. Dizzy see a lot of roll. Everybody go, go.
She's in the zone, tapping away. She's got her own throne, buzzing keyboards, wires go. Welcome to my jangles, let's start the show. Click, 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 she's ready to strike. Dancing on streams, cutie like raccoon power, shining bright. Second tunes, all through the night. Sound
Hello! I've come to rescue you, have I? Thank you very much for the resub. 18 months, Dizziac. God, how long have you been lurking around here? You're almost old enough to drink. Oh no, it's me, it is. Right, who have we got in chat here? We've got hello Jeepin, hello Cobb, hello Ben, hello Dizziac, hello Chloe, hello Swarm, hello Purple Core, hello Daft Punkle. We'll eventually get past all the jingles. So you want me to rescue you from software development? Okay, I will do just that.
So the smoke smells like bubble gum. That funkle hits on here. Comes a hum.
I shall do that by doing software undevelopment instead.
with 100 bits, Goatmaster says,
Redeems Tic Tac Cheer 100.
Redeems Tic Tac. I don't have Tic Tacs, unfortunately. There are no Tic Tacs here. This is a Tic Tac free zone. I only have tactics, no Tic Tacs. So, underwear. But we do have a hype train going now. Wonderful. No, they evolved and they legged it out through the kitchen window. Get out of my head, Chloe. Get out of my head. Right, yes. Software undevelopment. I am here in Ghidra with the ROM out of Zoe, which I have done quite a lot of decompilation on in the past.
A small lifted insect has subscribed for 14 months and says,
So a couple of weeks then. Oh wait, wrong time unit.
Huge thanks.
A couple of weeks.
Swarm of dead insects. That's
Thank you
awesome.
for the resub.
Really appreciate it. Let's get this UIB hunt going.
And what I want to do is find the low-level format routine and find the structure in ROM that contains the UIB that Zoe was saying was incorrect on the virtual hard drive. Because I have in memory on the RTMFM what I think is the UIB, but it might be wrong. So I want to find where it is in here, because there will be a structure in memory that contains that UIB. But my first task will be to try and find it. And I have no clue where it will be. I have some test routines here that I have found.
Holy shit.
Mina mina na mina na mina 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 na mina na mina 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 mi mina mi mina 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 na mina na mi mina mina na mina na mina 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 na mina 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 na mina na mina 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 na mina na mi.
Gives her a really captured that IDA look, yes. Well, it's all written in Java. So, yeah, it's based on NetBeans, if I remember rightly, anyway. Right, so this is where some value is being entered here. And it is branching, looking for specific tests, I believe. Especially for test 53. We are in here, I believe. Where are we? It's not an easy thing to try and understand this. Beans, we don't need more farts. NetBeans, nut beans. Nut beans indeed, yes. Too many of those around here. Right. However, I do want to... where are we? No. Ocular. Where was it? I've got the manual here somewhere. The maintenance guide, I believe it is.
Marjenko bot, thanks so much for the sub, Surst user lot. That's super kind of you, appreciate it. Keep those farts coming.
With 50
gifted
bits,
sub.
Sus User says.
Cheer 50 hype. Hype.
A gifted sub and 50 bits, Ben. Thank you very much. You do realise we're just passing bits backwards and forwards between us, aren't we? It all adds to the what's the word I'm looking for? All adds to the algorithm interaction, I suppose. Right, so somewhere here. Right, format a hard disk is test 70. Mass storage disk formatter is test 70. So somewhere here will be the code for test 70. And test 70 looks like this when you run it. So if we look for RDRXFMT
Tom
as a
2015
string.
says, can we talk more about Marjenko and Ben's bits, please?
Let's see. Search memory. And it's RDRXFMT. Search as string. RDRXFMT, wasn't it? Right. So that exists in here. So text RDRXFMT I have set up a label for, and it is called from here. Right. So this is test 70. Right, so this is the function that is doing the work. So this must be referencing at some point some data structure. For writing the UIB. My bits and I'll blush if I want to, yes. You blush too if they happen to you. Right, so we need to work out what is going on in this function. So this is TextRDR format, which contains the banner and the question which unit number, 0 to 2. 0 being the floppy drive, 1 and 2 being the hard drives. So we then call a function here which calls another function from a lookup table from, right, so I think that's entering a number in some way. So just output the banner, we call a function, we pop a value. I can't remember how VAX assembly works. Bye bye hype train.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, mother baby, but the
Pop a value in your ass. Yep. There's an option somewhere, configure. No, this is deep configuration. I don't want deep configuration. Trying to work out how to change the font size. I've done it before, but I can't remember how. It's not obvious. You might be a giant Wally. Well, we know that. We've known that for ages. What have you done this time?
I do apologise.
Control equals. Ah, there it is. I knew there was a way of doing it. So I tried the control and mouse wheel and it hadn't. It didn't do it. You can see you in a red and white striped jumper and hat, yes. You're just idly pondering Rainbow hard drive backup strategies.
Yes, I'm an idiot.
You're an inspiration for birth control.
And then remember that one of those disc boxes that came with it contains about a dozen discs labelled Rainbow Hard Drive Backup. Just image those and back it up onto floppy. And image the results. Yeah. Or maybe you've already got a backup of everything that's on there already. Right, so this I'm thinking, where are we? That's... no, that's moving the address. That's printing, that is. That's printing text. Print text from R3. Because it's putting the address of that text into R3 and then calling that function. So print text from R3. Still means using slow Kermit to get the AutoCAD Windows files onto it unless you can find a Rainbow DOS floppy manipulator program. Could you throw a disk image of something up onto Discord and I'll have a play? Because there might be stuff in Linux that can do it. I can't remember what these functions, these instructions are. What I need is the VAX instruction set. And I can't remember where that is. Well, I know where it is. It's on here somewhere. But what it's called, I can't for the life of me remember. It's not a standard DOS FAT layout. Well, there probably is a standard DOS FAT layout in there somewhere. But it may be wrapped in other stuff. Plus it may be interleaved as well, so we may have to uninterleave it first. Is this the one I'm looking for? Hey, it has a spank instruction. Yes, but I'm not sure what kind of jumps. Anything starting with a B is a branch. It's the SBW and the LBS, I can't remember what they are. BSBW, I think it's set bit word. Where do you sign up? What is the spank instruction? Span characters. Oh right, boring. Nothing to do with G-Pin's nightlife. Bollocks, branch on lost locks. What I'm looking for is BSBW. Branch to subroutine with word displacement. Right. So that's just doing a call of a subroutine. Of that subroutine, which calls console entry. return from subroutine. So I think this is inputting a number for which this is supposed to be entering the number of which device you want, 0 to 2. BLBS. BLBS, branch on a low bit set. BLBS. The low bit, bit 0 of the source operand is tested. If it is equal to the test state indicated by the instruction, the sign extended branch displacement is added to PC. So if bit 0 of R0 is set, then go there. R0 is generally used as the return value from the functions. So let's set this up as a function, which is returning a bool. Get number 0 to 2. Bool is returning in bit 0 of, or first bit of R0. And a 1 in that bit. We're clearing R0. Where are we? Let's name this one get number 0 to do exit, because that's down there. This one, BSBW, going to this function. Yeah, it's putting 1 into R0 here. And returning. So that function is doing things and setting 1 into R0. But what is it doing here? I can't remember with this. I can't remember whether 1 is success or 0 is success with these functions. You do like fighting on my face, don't you? Let's just go to validate ROM, because that's where I have understood some parts of it, I think. No. So here this is either you've entered the valid number or you haven't entered a valid number, and I'm not sure which. So what is that one doing? That is coming here. Compare R1 with 0, go to there. Compare it with 1, go to there, or go to there. Right. So this is where it's looking for a 0 or 1 or anything else at this point. So this is, if it is, yeah, so a 1 is a valid number has been entered. So that's got to device to format. That there must be invalid device specified. Okay. Gonna go and show your face at the pub. Well, thank you for dropping in, Ben. You go and get virtually drunk. Just psych yourself up to go to the pub. Is it that bad? Right, so this is comparing R1 with 0. This is format DUA 0. Oh, 0 and 1 are both the same. So this must be format DUA 2. And I'm trying to remember how it numbers them. Oh no, DUA 2. Oh, DUA 2 is the floppy. DUA's 0 and 1 are the hard drive. You've got to get out of your recliner and brave the kitchen. Oh. So this is format HDD, and this is format floppy. Okay. So this is where we do the formatting of a floppy. We're putting a 1 into a value somewhere there, storing it away. Putting R1 into R5. R1 is the at this point R1 is the device number. There's a way that I can go where is it? R1. I'm sure if I add, no, show history, set value, references. I'm sure there's a way that I can tell it what, or give R1 a name. Create variables on the function, yeah. Anyway, doesn't really matter. R1 at this point is the device number that we want to format. So we're putting that into R5 and we're calling this function here. Which is then asking us the format size. Where are we? Here we go. So yeah, the next thing it asks us is the format size. Get us Ben a Colin Furs recliner. That'll get him up, I'm sure it will. So we're asking the size. What's this function? There's so many functions that call functions that call functions that call functions. You never know what any of them are supposed to do. I think this is calling a... I think this is... because this text is sort of dumped into the middle of the program here. I think that this is... I think this is actually printing from a pushed value there. So many different ways of doing the same thing in this. It's like this was written by committee and everybody wrote their own printing routine. So there's about 6 different printing routines in here. So I think this is printing that message. And then it needs to run a routine to get what it thinks it is. So that comes, let's call this get device size, just for the hell of it. Where did we come from for this? Here, okay. So that's saying there's an error getting the size. I think this here is print from stack. So that is I'll call this abort this bit for now. Got a feeling that's going to be running a few places. So that runs if it can't work out or you give it the wrong device. I think. Yeah. So we're coming here. Right, this is looking up a value for printing the device size here, I do believe. It's adding to a pointer and then printing that added pointer. So I think that's going to be printing the device name, or the RD54 will be printed there. Early award BIOS uses both Pascal and zero terminated strings. Well, so does this. In multiple different print routines. So I think this is different routines depending on which device type it is. And if it gets a wrong device type, it goes back to the beginning. So at this point, or this point, we have a good device name. Okay, so that's that bit there, the RD32, which is just printed. So now it should be going on to asking for the serial number at some point. But that's a result error. Okay, abort this bit. There we go, serial number we're asking for here. So with this part here we're up to now. So this get number 0 to 2 is just get a number. Because this is asking for a bigger number than that and it's calling the same function. So I'm going to rename this to get number. Get digit? I've got digits for you. I'm sure you have. So branch lowest bit set. Okay, so this was getting a number failed. So let's call this get serial number error. I'm guessing it's storing it away here somewhere in this. It seems to have this R11 based scratch area that it works with all the time. So that's just printing a carriage return. Or line feed rather. Hello, Bampan. So that's printing the that line feed. Okay. Now it's asking us, are you sure? Do we want to write? We're getting into the meat of it here now. Are you sure? Get a number. Let's not get serial number error. That's just a general get number error. Printing colon equals. I don't. Oh, there's colon equals is there. The BBR, bad block recovery vector. Okay, is the only one that has the colon equals.
Sausage in a bun, dear old sausage in a bun. Gimme sausage in a bun.
Oh, I couldn't work out why it didn't do the second sausage. It did the second sausage, it didn't do the first sausage. I couldn't see the difference between the J and the I at this distance. They blended in together. You did stop off for an emergency sausage for lunch. Right. Print text from R3. What is this? This is STSSKW. That's Q. We're not doing that, so that's probably leaping over this lot down to here. I'm getting errors here. Here's the... no, we do get... Oh, this is the RDRX unit number 0. If you don't know the drive, if it doesn't know the drive size, it asks you all this stuff. Got it. That's what these... that colon equals is. All these colon equals is. Yeah, it would be building up a UIB for an unknown drive from this lot, but it must have the UIB for known drives in memory somewhere. Actually, let's just have a search in memory for the string RD54. It must be there somewhere. And it is. So these are all the strings, and then there's all this lot. It could be that this is the where the UIB will be stored in this chunk of data here. That is a possibility. I might have just taken a shortcut to find it. But where in that lot it is, I don't know. Because this might be being used as an offset pointer, perhaps. Because we do have offset pointers happening here. Right, let me just bring up what I think the UIB is. I call it a UIT in here for some reason. But it's mostly zeros, but at the start of it we have 36, 36, 0, 0, 0, 9, 0. So if we can find two 36s together in this slot here, there's a 36. Right, 36 comes out as 6. That'll be easier to see. I'm looking for a 66. No. Actually, let's just do a search. Memory. Hexadecimal. For... let's try that. D8BF04061. No, it doesn't like that. So D8 BF 040061. There it is. And it is in very close to where we were. Supposedly. Except that is not pointing to the right place. Search memory. For that, it finds one reference. Ah, there it is, just below where we were. Here. D8BF 040061. So just before that we have 1, 2, 3 zeros and a 9. No. I think this is definitely where the UIB is, but it does differ. But it may not be the entirety of the UIB, it might just be values to insert into the UIB. I don't know what water is like over in your exotic part of the world, Daft Punkle, but English tap water you don't want to drink. I only drink water because I filter it through a Brita. It becomes almost tolerable. But it still tastes very much like you're drinking water from a swimming pool. But it's close now. It's close enough to drinkable to be tolerable. Let's see if we can find another bit of it. What if we look for 3636 3 zeros C9? C9 does not exist. Right, that is telling that there is no 3636 0000 C9. So I don't think we're going to... either this is incorrect, which it might be, or we're not going to find an actual single block of data that is the UIB. Your tap water is glorious, although everyone who has ever consumed it has died. Proper council pop. Yeah. So, we certainly do have some of the values that are in my copy of the UIB here, but not in the same format. So it's probably pulling values from it to insert into the UIB. That's the success message. So this has succeeded in the formatting at this point. So it's finished the formatting here. So that's format complete OK. This is format error 5. So at some point here, it's actually doing the format. This is format error 3. This is format error 4. This is format aborted. So the last entry it looks like that it's asking for is CTKW.
Majenko, I think you should check your microphone.
Ooh.
It seems to have died.
No, my microphone is fine, thank you. What are you on about, you stupid woman? I think it's your ears that have died. Strange. Anyway. I'm wondering if... Now, where are we? That's the serial number. It's then jumping in. Let's just call this format confirm. Off to the pub, are you? Enjoy the pub. Don't get too sober now, you. So, let me think. This is storing the serial number into here at this point, because it's asking for the serial number. It's getting the number, which is R1, and then it's storing that into this R11. 9A offset of R11. So I'm wondering if R11 is the UIB. Possibly. Because it does a lot with R11 and offsets to R11. But what is R11? It's 1000 X see. R11 to R11. It's like that's allocating, it's like it's got a stack of its own, a separate stack, or a heap, or something, a separate data area. And it's allocating a 1,000 hex bytes on that stack. Dasani, wasn't that Coke's attempt to make spring water out of tap water? Got completely laughed down, that did. So it's using this R11 as a scratch area where it's inputting all its things. So you enter the serial number. It calls get number. This is got serial number here. So at this point, it's then storing this away here. This serial number, it's moving into there, to 9AR11. Yeah, filtered water in a spring water market. Then it had above safe levels of some minerals due to a fault with the supplier. The council, yeah. Coke recalled it and never released it again. Quite rightly too. So it's jumping to here, pushing that onto the stack, which is basically that address, and then printing it. So that's printing a carriage return at the, or line feed rather, after the serial number has been entered. We're then confirming, but we should only be confirming because according to this, all this lot here should be asked before the serial number is entered. But that doesn't line up really with this. Unless it's here. That jumps down to here. That's just jumping straight to format confirm. Is this using the same routine for floppies and hard drives, and this here is it only asks for the serial number if it's a hard drive? Perhaps. Or not all drives can take a serial number, perhaps. Because there is a section, if I look for search memory for string, because there is this magical string here, vsfunt sts ent uib. vsfunt sts ent uib, which is here. Right, this whole section here is enter UIB details. And probably returns a 1 or a 0 in R0. Yep, it does. Okay. So we can have a bool there. And that'll keep that happy. So it returns a value there. Okay. So this is where it's getting the UIB stuff. Enter the UIB. They aborted it completely, yeah. Not the can. Coke was taking Thames water, running it through a reverse osmosis system, then adding minerals for the right taste. It was that last step where the supplier messed up. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, typical Coke, faking it. So, enter UIB details. We're printing the enter UIB. Then I think we have a loop here, don't we? Looping through a number of different... Right. SXBN size into R2. Yeah. I think. No, XBN size, yeah, that's the 6-character name. They're all exactly 6 characters, this, which is important. Because this is the address of the first 6-character name here. Which is in R2. And it looks like R4 is where it's going to be stored, which is in this array somewhere. That's a carriage return line feed being moved into there. So we're printing character return line feed at this point. And then R2 is the 6-character name of the variable we're entering. Then a colon equals. Then we're getting the number for it. Comparing R1 with a 3. And going to there if not equal. Otherwise we're bailing. That's bail get UIB. So we've got a valid UIB value here. So got valid UIB value. We're checking the lowest bit. If it is clear, then go to there. I'm not entirely sure what get number does, but R1 having a 3 in it is obviously bad. So got valid UIB value. We come down to here. If it's if that's a fail, we come back to the top and ask it again. Repeat entry. So we're basically, if you don't enter something, if you enter something bad, it aborts. If you don't enter something, it just jumps back up to the top and re-asks the same question again. We're then doing a test byte of the contents pointed to by R4, which is post incremented. Is it test byte? TSTB? No, what's TST? Yeah, test byte. What does that do? Tests the byte whose address is extern plus the address of keywords. The displacement is stored as a word since extern is undefined. What? What does it mean by test byte? Testing it for what? Syphilis? Right, test. The condition codes are modified according to the value of the source operand. Okay, so N if it is less than 0, Z if it is equal to 0, and V and C are set to 0. Right, so we're testing what is in R4's address, memory location, and post-incrementing R4. Test all the B's, yes. Hey, Childrew. Right, it looks to see, is it 0 or is it less than 0 or something? Is it? No, it's LSS, less than signed 0 or equal to. So testing it, branch if equal, branch if greater, or there. So it's 0 is greater. It's equivalent to compare source with 0. Maybe there'll be a bit more detail in compare. Field specified by the position, size and base operands. That's CMPV and ZV. It's very confusing, this. Hey, Trade Splatter. Is there a loop back jump? Yes, there is. So we're deciding what to do with the value that we enter here. Basically, is it a 0? Is it... I can't say is it less than 0 and is it greater than 0? Because that's looking, is it greater than 0? So that's if it's greater than 0, that's if it's less than 0, but... But here we're adding 2 to the R2, which is our pointer to the name. Comparing it to see if we've reached the end of our list of entries. If we haven't, we go back to the beginning. And then we return saying, yes, that was good. So somewhere between here and here, we are storing that value somewhere. And let's get number itself is doing the storing. But these are only very short jumps, which is just adjusting our contents of R3. Ah, it's putting oh hello, no, here we go. R1 is being placed into the address pointed to by R3, and that is being post incremented. Quite why it's doing it in different places with, because if it's equal to 0, it's storing it and jumping. If it's greater than 0, it's storing it and moving on. And if it's otherwise, it's not storing it. So if you No, it's not easy to understand. It doesn't help that it seems to be working from not statically allocated addresses as far as the data is concerned. It's like it's doing it on a stack. And I don't know where that stack data is until it's running. So this byte array is basically just the RAM. It's somewhere in RAM is that value. Somewhere in RAM, but I can't tell you where. Because R4 is where this is storing. And I'm not seeing anything in the setup here, am I? Oh, here we go. That's where it's pointing to store into a R4. That's where it's storing the values of the UIB, which is potentially, it thinks, pointing here. This is move AL. Move the address of a literal. I think. Move address of long, yeah. So this what do I want? It's number of elements 1, 2. No, it doesn't make sense. Where are we? What I'm looking for is that. Was it? No. Hang on. R2. That one there. Yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 13 items. There are 13 items to store. Supposedly it's there, but it may not be. DEAF C154, move AL. Okay, move address. Opcode DE, that's DE. Move address long. The destination operand is replaced by the source operand. The context in which the source operand is evaluated is given by the data type of the instruction. The operand whose address replaces the destination operand is not referenced. The access type of the source operand is address, which causes the address of the specified operand to be moved. Move address long. The 54 is R4, so it's the AFC1 is the source operand. Very much anti-AI, but would have tossed this at Claude to see what it spit back. Yeah, probably into your waste bin. Absolutely. Is it a cookie? FF will trigger as negative, yeah. But the FF at the end of the text is used here. If the contents of R2 as a byte is -1 or FF, then we don't repeat. If it's not -1, then we don't repeat. Then we repeat. So, but we test R4, but that R4, I've got a feeling that R4 might be being filled by get number. Possibly. But I'm not sure, because we're adding R0 to R1 and putting it into R4 there. But console entry. Console entry is a tricky one, I think. Part of the problem is that there are redirection tables in place. This is a redirection table that, because the console could be any number of different things. So this function changes depending on what's been hooked in to the console. So this is pointing to an entry in RAM. So I don't know what that's doing because I don't know what's been hooked into it. R4 is that, yeah, that block of so yeah, I think that maybe that block of 9 is just a where it gets repeatedly overwritten each time, maybe. Because we call get number. Because we're testing R4. Look, I think that is actually the characters of the numbers in sequence. And there must be a looping. So I think it's looking to see, is it a number, perhaps? Or where's the end of the number? A cookie wouldn't have carrots in it, haha, yeah. Because is this array of bytes? Well, no, because this is 2004 AA6F. This is ROM that it's pointing to here. It can't be writing to this. Lookup table telling you what to do with consecutive entries. Right. We've got 13 entries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 bytes here. Let's just change this to an array of 13. Bytes there. I very much doubt that even Claude would be able to understand VAX code. It probably has never encountered VAX code in its life. So that is an array of 13 and 13 bytes. And that tells us what to do then, yes, with what we enter, how to handle it. So R4 is the lookup table for that. So we're looking at R4, or testing it. If it's 0, then we put R1 into R3 and increment R3. If it's greater than, if it's greater than 0, we put R1 into R3 and then continue down to there, which is exactly what we did for that. So those two operations are basically exactly the same, written twice. Is it? No, no. That's move word, that's move long. Different sizes. And if it is less than, we move it as a byte. Right. That's the UIB value size. So here we're testing to see how big the value is supposed to be, or how much of the value to use. So here we are storing a word. Here we are storing a long. And here we are storing a byte. Right, so we're storing it in R3 is where it's all going to. Right. And this is coming from this R11 crap. Except we're move AL, that into R3. No, hang on, no, we're printing text from R3. R3 is what we're printing. isn't it? We're putting... That's the address of our name in R2. R3 is a carriage return line feed, or line feed carriage return. So we're printing a line feed carriage return there. And that's what's in R3 at that point. But then we're moving R2 into R3, which is the name of what we want, and printing it. Then we're printing the colon equals from the stack. Hang on, there's a push somewhere, isn't there? Yes. This push is that's a bit mask C. So push R. Are we pushing 3 amongst others? The contents of registers whose numbers correspond to the set bits in the mask are pushed. And C is 0, 1, so we're pushing 2 and 3. We're pushing bits 2 and 3, or registers 2 and 3. So here we're pushing post comment, push R2 and R3. Hang on, that was wrong. EOL comment, that's what I wanted. Okay, push R2 and R3. And pop R2, R3. And then we're pushing them again immediately. This is, oh, I'll bet you this construct here is a macro. That'll be a macro, that. Push it. Set the address, call the function, pop it. Push it, set the address, call the function, pop it. That's a macro. That's a macro, definitely. I wonder if I can create it. You can't create macros in this, can you? What's a thunk function when it's at home? Well, the thing with this ROM GPIN, it isn't a single sim. It's a framework into which multiple different things have been plugged, different drivers, different routines. It's a plug and play system that plugs into a framework, and different parts of it were written by different people at different times using different tools. Some bits of source code might still exist, some certainly won't still exist, but it's not just a single program. So, yeah. More like poop and scoop, yeah. What is a thunk function? No idea. A wrapper. There's no way I can sort of identify all the occurrences like this and turn them into a macro, is there? That would be nice, that would. 70s disco, yeah. Does it get down? Maybe in decompiler, not in disassembler, yeah. That's a shame. Because I'll bet that was a macro done in macro 11 or macro 32 or whatever it would have been at this point. Okay, so we're R2 and R3. R2 is our name and also our loop counter, and R3 is gleaned from R11's pointeriness. So down here, once we get the number, we're storing it in R3. But R3 comes from that. Pointeriness, yeah. It is a word, it is now, yes. It most definitely is now. But it's all contingent on R11. And that's going in from 9E R11. Oh, hang on. This is wrong. This should be here. Can I clear that? No. Because this function entry should actually be up here, not down here. Delete function. This here is the function. Okay, that's better. Now we can see that where that's actually coming from is here. So this is where we are asking for UIB details. And it's all based around this 09E R11 at this point. So we're allocating. Oh wait, no. Move the address of what R11 is pointing to. Where are we here? What is this? Get device size. R2 is being used to contain the device size, isn't it, I think? Seven, 8 is... where's my calculator gone? 7, 8 is 3, 4, 5 and 6 registers are being pushed and popped. So 0, 1 and 2 are fair game. Yeah, I think this might be returning that in R2 possibly. So R2 is the... So if that has a valid size, if it's greater than equal to, greater or equal to, then we go to there. Otherwise, we go to here, printing an error. Okay. So at this point we've got the size, supposedly. You know, I want to try something. Do mouse forward and back buttons work in Ghidra? I wouldn't have a clue. I don't have forward back buttons. There are forward back buttons up in the top here, but I don't have forward back buttons on a Microsoft IntelliPoint optical mouse. I love these mice. They're brilliant mice. They're rugged. They last forever. And they feel reasonable. I would prefer my MX Master, but it disintegrated, and I can't afford another MX Master. So this is a second best. And 1.1 has the buttons. Yeah, this one is the where are my glasses? This is the Microsoft Wheel Mouse Optical USB. So it's not even the IntelliPoint. It's the Wheel Mouse Optical. With, if that's a date code, it's the 36th week of 2002. There's a date there next to some Chinese writing of 11/01. So that's probably when it went through some testing or something. So yeah. You've got an MX Master you never use? Well, send it my way if you don't want it. I'll more than happily take it off your hands. You got it for your MSI then, Aorus, your gaming laptop, and went to a cheap that came with PC Lenovo USB wired mouse. Fair enough. Well, I love the MX Master, but mine, the rubber surface of it, completely perished. I'd used it so much, it just disintegrated. I still got it. It's in the garage. I use it on the streaming computer in the garage. But it's just completely fallen apart. But I'll always look after it for you. You last used a mouse type mouse on your own machine about 2008. Fair enough. Are you a trackball or a touchpad? A trackpad or trackpad? Trackball or nipple? Vector Raster, hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We are reverse engineering the ROM from a VAX Station 2000, trying to work out how it does a low-level format so that I can get the right data out of it to put into a virtual hard drive system that I'm building, which is fun. And we're trying to get our head around how all this lot fits together, which is not easy. Right, so we've got as far as we have the right size. Yeah, as I was saying, what I think I want to do is fire up the VAX station and run a low-level format and see what it thinks. That looks very, very similar to mine, yes, but all in one piece where mine isn't. Hello, Betamink. Right. I need USB, I think it's 1. Let's have a look. If I turn on the RTMFM, then turn on the VAX station, it should just be running without needing to plug the USB in. And we'll try a low-level format and see what it is. You've even got the dongle for non-USB mode, non-BT mode, yeah. I've got a few of those, the unifying dongles, I've got a few of those around. There's even a program on Linux that allows you to reprogram it and pair them up and change the operation of the buttons and do the gestures and crap like that. Okay, so we look at this and ooh, I've got a 3 instead of a 5 now. That was a 5 before. Hang on a cotton pick a minute, what's going on here? HD self-test. Code table. Read during read test error. Maybe it's not functioning properly. Where is my USB cable? There it is. Let's just plug this into the Raspberry and see what it's giving us on here.
champion.
With 50 bits, Chloe Raccoon says,
Cheer 50, the raspberry gives you a PPPPPPPB.
It does indeed. Ooh, well, it's done something because we're looking at track 600 at the moment, apparently. Oh, come on, where are we? Go away, you. It's that one I want. There. Okay. Right, so let's just do a T7 again. We're seeking. We weren't doing that yesterday. Now we've got our 5. Right, that's good. That's how it should be. Failing. Let's do a T70. So if we're telling it to look at Unit 1, possibly. You off to bed, Bam Pam? Good night. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you next time. Is it not Unit 0? Unit 1, sorry? Maybe it's Unit 0 because it's the only one in the system. No, let's cancel that. T70, let's try Unit 0. No. We're not accessing the floppy drive, are we? No. Very nice. Well, it's not doing anything really at the moment then, is it? So I need to see what is it doing between the unit number and asking the first question. That is causing it to just hang. I'm not seeing any activity over here. Oh, we've got an error 1 on there now. Hey? Hang on. Oh, that's the TPC, sorry. HDC 3. Read during read test error. The disk or diskette may not be formatted. Run the disk verifier to check out the disk. Purple Core, hello, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. Or is this another purple? Is this a rename purple? Have you renamed yourself? Are you a different purple? Ish. I'm not convinced that I've got my seeking right. More magenta. I've got here This one here, is it this one I want? Direction in this. Signal defines the direction of motion of the read-write head when the step line is pulsed. An open circuit or high level defines the direction as out, and if a pulse is applied to the step line, the read-write heads will move towards the centre of the disc. So a high coming in should be reducing the track number. So direction coming in, that goes straight into where's it gone? Goes straight into here and out through here. So that's non-inverted. So if it's high, if we're reading it as high, it needs to be stepping low. So if direction is high, then we're going that. Yeah, I had it right originally before I changed it. Okay. So now I had my stepping backwards. I thought I might have. Come on, stupid USB on Linux. Release the device. Thank you. Didn't it say high or open, so shouldn't you add a pull-up on the drive side? It's on the Terminator. But we're not getting anything now. Why not? Because it's already on track 0. It knows it's on track 0. And it's taken us down to track 0. And it's failing. And it's failing with 5, which is good. Right, so my seeking now is working as it should. If I go seek 1000. So we're now on track 1000. Test 7, and it goes all the way down to track 0 to look at the UIB, and can't read the UIB. In fact, it just overshot. Why did it overshoot? I don't want it to overshoot. It doesn't overshoot. Okay, we are failing still with a can't read the UIB. Invalid UIB. Disk needs formatting or the disk is not a digital disk. Run the disk verifier to check out the disk. Copy the disk data onto another disk or to another system over the net if you have to reformat the drive. I love the way it says that. It can't read the disk. Therefore, you should copy the data off the disk and reformat it. How if you can't read the disk? If it won't identify the disk and allow you to read from it, how do you read the data off it? Very slowly with a microscope. Yeah. Absolutely. How about I plug the LA in and format it? See what it's doing on the interface, you mean? Capture what it tries to write and transcribe to image one sector at a time. Well, for that I'd have to plug a real hard drive in. I can, I suppose. But what I've got, what I've thought was correct, this block of data here is what I had read off a hard drive. I mean, this doesn't even appear to be selecting the drive. Are you up, Chloe? Thanks for joining us. I'll see you next time. What time is it anyway? Oh, it's 20 past midnight. I should be heading off soon, really. Not even attempting anything, it's just sitting there hanging. It's not even trying to do anything. But if I go on to device 2, it asks me what kind of floppy it is. And it can only support the RX33. But there's no disk in the drive at the moment. Maybe I complained too much about the poorly written code, so now it doesn't want to do anything anymore. Fair enough. Yeah, maybe. I've disgruntled it. So what I need to do is write myself a regruntler so that I can regruntle it so it's no longer disgruntled. Some hardware handshake not implemented. There's very little that it can do. The basic hardware handshake is the drive gets selected, it returns a "this drive is selected" signal. There is a ready signal. All the signals are gated by that drive selected. So for anything to happen, the drive select has to go low. And it doesn't at all. Did I capture real drive all signals? Not... well... not being actively driven by the VAX station. I don't think I've captured the actual drive running on the VAX station. Because doing so is tricky at best. One of my probes has fallen off, but not an important one. If I do a T7, it triggers. That D cell goes low and it operates. And there is the data being... oops, come back, you stupid program. There's the data being squirted out. But it doesn't like said data. Although, is the data right that I'm sending out? Hang on. Yes, there it is. There's the data. 36, 36, 0, 0, 0, C9, 0, 0, 0, D8, BF, 0, 4, 0, 61, 2, 0, 0, 11. That's the UIB that I have being sent out on the first sector of the first head of the first track. And the second sector. It sends out a number of times. This third sector has it. First three sectors have it, the rest don't. Which I think is what I captured from the real hard drive. If I grab a hard drive, I've got a feeling that oh no, it's the other way. I thought that the signals on the connector of the hard drive were all on the underside of the connector and it was all ground on the top, but it's not, it's signals on the top. So I guess I could theoretically hook into those signals and do a full transcript of a live drive being used by the VAC station. It's a possibility. Can I read the bytes of the UIB via the VAC station? No, you can't read that track. The level or timing... Oh, stupid DSVU. A timing or bit issue. Unlikely, because it's rather than it saying that it can't read the data, it's saying it specifically can't read the UIB. So you get error code 3 is a read during read test error. The disk may not be formatted. Format it. Whereas I'm getting a 5, which is specifically the UIB that has been read is invalid. So it has read the UIB, but it's not got the right data in it. I've rebooted since then and I didn't put the swap back on. I need to do that. There we go. Swap's back on. Stream almost dropped it. Yeah, it might have decided to OM kill OBS, which would not have been fun. It was DSVU used too much memory. So yeah, this code is so convoluted and hard to understand that it might be better to reprobe a hard drive actively in use and see if I can pull out the UIB from that. But that's not a job for tonight. Maybe that's a job for tomorrow. What we have now... now hang on a cotton picking minute. I've just had a thought. On formatting hanging, it might be something stupid like the VAC's not liking how fast drive signals, ready, race condition, if it's edge triggered. Well, the drive only sends anything out if it gets selected. It doesn't get selected. If it's that VAC's responding to something that the drive is sending, then it could only be sending that if it's been selected. And then the VAX isn't telling it to select. Having a whole thought on Friday night, yes. There is something that I have not implemented. Some fundamental thing that I have not implemented on the RTM FM yet, which might cause this problem. This unable to read the UIB. Possibly. I haven't implemented interleave. I'm not sure whether this drive needs interleave, at least for reading. So it might be reading the sectors off the disk in the wrong order. Although it should be tagging the sectors by the sector ID in the header. So regardless of the order of the sectors on the disk, it should be getting them in the right order or being able to read them. But maybe not. Maybe it has to have the right interleave. Maybe. Not sure. That's something that would need to be implemented, certainly. Maybe then tomorrow I will hook up a drive externally on these flying leads and see if I can hook in to all the signals on the interface with my logic analyzer, and we'll probe a live session on the VAX station and get a good trace to see exactly what it's doing and why and how and when. Interleave is a fascinating but ultimately annoying hack indeed, yes. When the computer can't write things fast enough to this super fast hard drive. So yes, I'll connect up a hard drive tomorrow and we'll do a deep probing into it, get some more traces, get some full traces of a live session. I'll even use the dead hard drive, or deadish hard drive, the one that's full of bad sectors, and do a low-level format on it and take a trace of at least the start of it and see what we can come up with from that. And then I shall be able to tell what interleave it has on it and pull off an actual UIB that has been generated by the VAX station, which I thought I already had, and I shall then look at implementing interleave according to the interleave that is actually on the hard drive. That's the plan. That's our plan. We have a plan of where to go from here. So, you haven't looked at VMS since early college years. Well, that's where I first encountered it. It was at college, well, at university. We were fully deck from floor to ceiling at university. So my main introduction to computer science was on VAX and other deck equipment like deck stations and things. So yes, I've always had a soft spot for deck stuff because of that. So yeah. Oh no, not adverts. Stupid adverts. I'll wait till the adverts are finished and then resume. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub, G-Pen. You didn't have to do that. I appear to have a thorn stuck in my finger from cutting pyracantha bushes earlier.
For the sub, Goat Master. That's fantastic. Really appreciate the support. Let's smash this UIB hunt.
I think the adverts have gone now. Pretty much, yeah. Are we back? We're back. The bush trim, I managed an hour before I melted. So, and that hour filled the car with trimmings. So I've got to take him down the tip tomorrow and do another session in the evening, I think. So, right, as I was saying, yes, university was where I cut my teeth on VMS. We were decked from floor to ceiling. So I've got a soft spot for VMS and deck stuff from that. But yes, AIX, I had to use, babysit a couple of AIX servers at work for a while, at one place I worked. In fact, I've got an RS6000 on the floor down here next to me, but it doesn't work. Ben broke it. Funny how much stuff I get from Ben. Well, Ben's got a lot of stuff. Ben runs a software consultancy that specialises in vintage operating systems and programming environments and things. So he has a lot of test equipment for doing that, or had. His consultancy is pretty much winding down, I think, a bit. So he's got a lot of these old systems that he used to use for development and testing and compilation and things. So yes, he's got piles of all these old things from his old business that I like to dip into, shall we say. But yes, I'd like to get the RS6000 working, but I've got a feeling that the motherboard might be shot on it. It had mice nested in it, which is never good. So I think they've actually ruined the motherboard, which is a shame. But of course the power supply's dead in it. No, I only got one RS6000. Ben's got two, and I've got one. So between us, we'll get one working. Hopefully we'll get two working. But I don't think this one's going to work, because it comes up and says that there's the error code is basically motherboard's fucked. So yeah. But I think I've got a working PSU in it. Or no, not actually in it now, because it's in my 486. But that one that I was bodging up together, I think was working fine. But I think the motherboard itself is dead. It's not going to be I don't think it's going to be the traces. I think it's more likely to be one of the custom IBM chips, which just yeah. Pull a Digital Basement special. I would love to fix it up and get it going, but it's such a complicated and reasonably modern motherboard that it's not something that you can really diagnose. How much is a motherboard? I'm not sure, actually. Let's have a look. There's a 170 for 200 and odd quid from America. Yeah. The answer is no. How much does it cost? No. eBay can't work out what it is. It can find a 170, but not a 240. You've got a wall of IBM RS6000 parts, yeah. That is all stock photography of PCBs. That is not RS6000. They haven't even taken a photo of it. That's PC motherboards. I'm not even sure what that's supposed to be. That's a laptop motherboard. That's a laptop. That's an Arduino. That's an Arduino Uno. That's the insides of a laptop. That's a PC motherboard. Quite possible. No, that's a Raspberry Pi. That's a Raspberry Pi, that is. This RS6000 consists of a laptop motherboard, an Arduino, the insides of a laptop, and a Raspberry Pi. It lacks a picture of a lady holding a soldering iron by the hot end, yes. See if Chloe comes knocking with one, yes. Well, I have done streams of trying to get it going, but it just, all you get is this error code that says it's not working. You don't even get anything on the console or anything. It doesn't get that far. It just fails during its initial post, basically. It's like when you power up a computer and it just sits there beeping at you. It's impossible to diagnose. And trouble is, there are too many people pulling these things apart and selling individual components. There's a motherboard. This is a 170 again. Yeah, that's only a 170, which is a single processor. And that is 500 quid. So no, it ain't happening. But I will be going back to it at some point and having another shot at it. But for now, I think I'm done for tonight. My voice is starting to go. Let's turn all this off. Right, we are making progress though, and we have a plan. We have a plan for where to go now. So,
Marchenko bot, hey Marchenko Tech, you look a little dry. Seriously, grab some water.
I am a little dry, and
UIB hunt going strong.
I've drunk all my water, I'm afraid, but I do need to go and get some more. I managed to get another drip out of that. But yeah, I'll go and hydrate now. So. Thank you very much for joining me. We haven't really achieved much as such, but we have gained an inkling into how it's working a bit. And we've come up with a plan of what to do in the next stream. Not sure when that next stream will be. I might squeeze another one in tomorrow night, maybe. Certainly it'll be Monday. So either what day are we on today? We're on Friday, isn't it? Yeah. So maybe there'll probably be a couple of stream or two over the weekend. But any trips this weekend? No. Only thing I'm doing, I'm doing two things this weekend, both tomorrow. One, I've got to go down the tip with all this tons and tons of pyracantha. And also we've got a Pride March on tomorrow in town. So I'm going to wander down and cheer them on. So, but other than that, no. So I'll probably be doing a stream either tomorrow evening or Sunday evening at some point. Otherwise, I'll be back on Monday. So, yeah. So, right. I shall run my fancy outro. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. We haven't really achieved anything, but we have come up with a plan. So be sure to join me on my next streams, either sometime this weekend or Monday, to see how that plan goes. Be sure to join us on the social side of things, on Discord especially, where automated notifications are sent out of when a stream starts because the Twitch system sucks. So, yeah, all my links are All on
Project
one link
Copal.
tree.
Okay, folks, that's all the UIB hunting we've got time for today. Massive thanks to everyone who joined in and helped make this stream so awesome. A huge shout out to Purple Court, Vector, Rasta, Poor Incest Fuzzy, Let's Go, Master, Daft Pinkle, Trade, Splatter, Childrew, Farty, McFartface, Beta Mink, Tyler, Chloe Raccoon, The Industrious Ant, and of course, a massive thank you to Sir Stews a lot for those fantastic farts. You were the top farting contributor with 2. Also a huge thanks to Purple Core, Project Curl, Raspiel, Bampan, and a swarm of dead insects for being part of the chat. We've got some fantastic new followers too. Welcome Vector, Rasta and Purple Core. And a massive thank you to everyone who subscribed to Swarm of Dead Insects, Fatty McFartface, Salvage Geek and Vector Rasta. We also got some fantastic support from Goat Master and Sir Stews a lot with their subscriptions. Finally, a big thanks to Stream Elements for being here. That's it for today. Thanks again for watching and supporting. See you all next time.
Groovy.
Thank you very much, Bot. Yeah. So I'll be back sometime this weekend. Not sure when. And we'll come up with the answer as to why it's not working. I hope.
I will not have you telling me what course to set.